Shakespeare, a short presentation of Shakespearean characteristics and examples hereof. To be or not to be, that is the question. This is a famous line from one of Shakespeare's plays called Hamlet. Hamlet is a tragedy, and he wrote many of those sorts, alongside with comedies, poems, and a variety of sonnets. When writing, for example, comedies, Shakespeare employed different techniques to entertain the audience, such as situational, behavioral, and verbal humor. By employing these, he ensured entertainment for the crowd so they wouldn't start throwing things at the actors. Other techniques he used when people were to speak in monologues or dialogues, like blank verse, rhymed verse, and prose. Blank verse and rhymed verse were often used by high-class characters. Blank verse contain iambic pentameters. Iambic pentameters are 5 couplets in which the first syllable in each couplet is unstressed and the second one stressed. In Twelfth Night, Act 1, Scene 1, Duke Orsino has a monologue. The monologue consists of iambic pentameters. The first sentence, if to be exaggerated and talked out like iambic pentameter-wise, it is imitating the heartbeat, and has a melody or a rhyme scheme, goes like di-dum, 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 like this. If music be the food of love, play on. But when there is a break, in this marked with red, it implies that there is a change in the situation or the mood in which the character is in, but I'll elaborate that later on. The rhymed verse is a bit different from the blank verse. It doesn't necessarily contain iambic pentameters, and it is also used to distinguish between characters. One man could, example, talk in blank verse, and the other man in rhymed verse. Lastly, there is prose. Prose, unlike the other two, can be used in different situations. Prose can be used by common folk, high-class folk, or when they have to talk to common folk. It can also be used to show an degeneration of a noble nature. Prose often contain several rhetorical devices, such as alliteration, assonance, repetition, and so forth. In Twelfth Night, Act 1, Scene 1, Duke Orsino is listening to music. It reminds him of the love he has for a girl named Olivia, but then it also reminds him that she doesn't love him, and it changes his mood, which can also be shown in the sentences marked with red. I'm going to read out aloud the monologue. If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that, surfeiting the appetite, may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough no more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. O spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity, received as the sea, not enters there of what validity and pitch soar, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute so full of shapes is fancy, that it alone is high fantastical. So Duke Orsino's mood changes. He feels the misery by thinking of Olivia, and that she doesn't love him because of her brother's death, and that she can now not see any man. She doesn't want to see any man at all. In this next scene, in Twelfth Night, Act 1, Scene 5, Olivia, whom Duke Orsino is in love with, talks with her cousin, Sir Toby, and a clown which is entertaining in her house. Examples marked with green and blue are from the humor side of the technique. The first one, the green one, is when Olivia talks to her cousin and asks, "How have you come so early by this lethargy?" meaning laziness or drunkenness, because he's quite a drunk. And so Toby misunderstands what she says. He thinks she says lechery, meaning something in common English, horny. Lechery, I defy lechery, he says. That can also be seen as both verbal and situational humor. It's situational humor because he misunderstands what she's saying because he's so drunk, and verbal humor because he actually says lechery, which is something which could be frowned upon or something that upper class people wouldn't talk that much about. In the blue example, the clown answers Olivia when she asks him what a drunken man is like. He gives an example that there are three stages to drunkenness. He can be like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. Olivia thinks he's the third degree of drunk. He's drowned, she thinks. But the clown says he's mad. But a fool shall look to the madman. And that could be in reference to him being so drunk that he just keeps drinking and changes from not only being a fool but also a madman from drunkenness. That could be seen as verbal humor because they make fun of the cousin Toby. Twelfth Night is a play, a comedy, which is classical Shakespeare. Starts with chaos, ends in harmony. It's about love, as many of his plays are, and it turns out to be a perfect romance. That was all. Good night to all, and to all good night.